Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to learn about different type of weights in Selenium WebDriver. So there are basically three types of Selenium weights. The first one is the implicit weights, which we define on global level. The another one is explicit weight, and the third we have the fluent weight. So let's see how we run it. This is our last code which we were writing. I'm just going to delete this, and let's write the pseudocode first. So wait. Implicit weights. No, this is on the global level, right? So once you define it, it's going to wait for each element. Each element, like let's say, if I define it over here, it's going to wait for each element and each element for the defined number of seconds. So let's say I have defined 10 seconds, but this element appear before 10 seconds. So, or immediately, then it's just going to execute. But if it's not, then we can customize it, like just wait for 10 seconds so that the element can load and can, move on to next element. So it's work like that. I will explain you once I write it down this code. So let's quickly write down this code. So this is driver dot manage dot timeout dot implicit waits, and then inside it you write duration, capital D duration dot of seconds. So in seconds, you will pass the number of seconds you want the driver to wait. I'm just writing 8 here. You can enter any amount. So if I copy and paste it here, so what happens is it's going to wait for every element before performing action. So let's say we are going to perform an action here like checkbox dot send keys. Oh, it's just a checkbox. So we'll click it. Same, we will be clicking this one. But in case of this, we have button here and we have text area here. So text area dot send keys, and over here we will be sending keys. Okay. Now what happens here, if I have defined here 8 seconds, driver will read this code, and as soon as it finds checkbox, it's going to click it. Let's say it found the checkbox in 1 second, or maybe within 1 second. It's like 500 milliseconds. It's going to click it. It's not going to throw an error. But if there's in the case there's a time that driver might have found the checkbox in 5 seconds, still it's going to click it. It's going to wait for 5. It might happen that I have written down it 8 seconds and driver hasn't found till this checkbox till 8 seconds. So after 8 seconds, it's going to throw us an error that element is not found. And this thing is going to be done by each and every element. So after doing this, let's say we get in first second, we get this one. So it's gonna jump on this thing. Again, it will give it 8 seconds time limit to find the web element. If it finds it's within 8 seconds, sorry, not 8 minutes. If the element is found within 8 seconds, it's going to click it. Otherwise, it's going to throw an error. It's not like that it's going to, every time it's going to wait for 8 seconds. If the element is found before 8 seconds, it's going to click it and jump on to the next. That's how it works. But the maximum duration, that's we are assigning it here. It's 8. So just wait for 8 seconds more, and if not found, then just throw the error. That's how it's going to work. Let's write our next wait. That's explicit wait. And in explicit wait, first we have to create the instance of web driver wait, and create an instance wait equals to, we are going to create new web driver wait. And this we have to pass driver here, comma, and then we have to write duration dot of seconds, and then you can pass your second here. I'm passing it 8 seconds. Just close it down. Okay, and then we are going to use this wait which we have created. So there might be an element which we want to use for. So web element, let's say there is an element 1 equals to wait. So this is the instant we are using, wait dot until. Okay, and then within until you are going to write your expected conditions dot. So you got all the conditions here, right? Be aware of the spellings because that's how you are going to get in trouble. Okay, so I will be using maybe mm, maybe visibility of element. So come down, visibility of elements located by, or element. So I will be checking out elements located. Inside it I'll write by dot id, and then in the id I can choose an element and define it. So this is how explicit wait is written. If you want to use it in our code, you can take any form. Let's say I can make use of this text area. So text area, and then within this I will write wait dot, I will remove this find element. Okay, wait dot until, and then expected conditions dot visibility of element located, and then you can pass your by dot id, and over here you can pass this current address id. You can remove this code here. And yeah, you have successfully written your explicit wait. Okay, and after this we have one more wait which is known as Fluent Wait, and this is one of the most customizable wait. So this is used for polling, like poking, or you are waiting for 10 seconds now you want to poke it, like refresh it. Okay, refresh it, click it, perform action, like perform action on the frequency basis. So how many times you want to poke it, that's what it is used for. So how frequent, I will write out. So the code starts with, so let's create it pseudocode. So we have to create the instance first. So let's write wait, inside wait arrow we are going to use our WebDriver interface, WebDriver, and then after that we are going to write Fluent Wait. This is what we are going to use as our variable and to perform action. So Fluent Wait. Now in Fluent Wait, So let's create the pseudocode. Wait, outside wait, we will pass the WebDriver, and then we will be creating Fluent Wait, which we'll be using, and then new Fluent Wait, and over here again we'll pass the driver. That's what we are going to use. So inside bracket we will be writing driver. Okay, now after this our first step will be dot with. So inside this we have got third option, which is with timeout duration. Okay, so with time of duration dot of seconds, and in of seconds we will write 8. So this is our first step. Okay, so we have given how much time it should wait. Our second step will be, just go, let's remove this, let it be here. Our second step will be dot. After writing this we will be polling it, so dot duration of seconds 7. After this we will be polling it, so pol polling how much time you want to poll, after how many seconds you want to poll it. So duration dot of seconds, you can use milliseconds here, but as I have used longer seconds 7, I will be using 2. So in every 2 seconds this will be checking, it will not be waiting for every 7 seconds to wait to elephant to be clickable or not. In every 2 seconds it's going to poll. Okay, and then we have lastly ignore. So ignore if we get any exception. So ignoring first one. So you can have no such exceptions here, no such element exceptions. So no such element exceptions dot class. That's it. This is your complete code for Fluent. It's a bit complicated, but then once you start using it, you will get to know the code. The only 3 point you have to remember is dot with timeout, where you have to define your seconds. Okay, the second step is polling. Okay, and the third step is ignoring. So, and then in ignoring, you write what kind of exceptions you want to ignore. So now that you have created this WebDriver, wait, you can use it with any element. So let's say there is a web element here, web element, and that element might be element 1, 2. Okay, element 2 equals to, we have created this instance, we are going to use it so that we can apply on it Fluent Wait dot until, and then again over here you have to write it like driver. Okay, and then you have to put an arrow here, and then after this driver dot, this is a function which is denoting that this driver equals to driver dot find elements by dot xpath, or maybe id, and then you just close the bracket. Then you can perform the action on this element 2 dot click. So this is your complete code for WebDriver Wait. So let's say we have to use this thing. What we are going to do? We are going to copy this thing, maybe write it here in front of this code, and then in this line we will copy this thing and I'll paste it on bottom of this because we already created button. So I'll pass this thing on button, and then by ID I'll copy this code. Okay, and then element dot click, maybe button dot click. We'll remove this one. So these are all available waits in Selenium, which includes our implicit waits, explicit waits, and fluent waits. Fluent wait is rarely used. Most probably you will be using explicit waits, and in most cases, if required, you will be using explicit waits. You can go and learn about this thing on web too, but I've shown you how you can use it, and then you can also start playing it by doing your own projects. Okay, so that's it for now, and then we'll see you in next video. Thank you.